Some of us will use it, some of us won't use it, okay? Those that are going to use it and going to make this bigger than you thought it would ever be are going to need the next people, because you know what they do? They do PR, okay? They make you look like a star. And then guess what? Then you become the star, right? Isn't that how that works?
Yeah.
So let me tell you, they are VIP, VIP media guys, showtime right here for you.
All right. We're going to be going live here, live from Miami.
Give it up to EXP, guys. Come on, give it up. You want to know about a rock star? That's a rock star right there. Right? Yeah. Look, I'm gonna be short and simple, but I'm gonna be bold, and I'm gonna speak some truth. Okay? Are we cool with that? Yeah. All right. How many people, show of hands, are on social media? Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn. Okay, majority, 85, 90% of the room. How many people today, if I look you up, put your name, first name, last name, you show up on Google on the first page? Show of hands. Little less than 10%. That's a problem. If you are a realtor, you're about to become a realtor, you want to make some money, you want to sell luxury homes, you need a powerful brand. My team knows this. A powerful brand means a powerful bank account. Let me say that again. A powerful brand means a powerful bank account.
Yes.
Because a brand is how you make people feel. Not only in the moment when you're speaking to them, but after you actually leave the room. How do you make them feel? What type of impact are you making in the world? Because money is great, but money is a result of the value that you provide. Money is a result of the impact that you provide. My name is Jose Aristimuño. I'm the former deputy press secretary for the Democratic Party. Worked at the White House for a guy you guys might know, Barack Obama. Who here likes Barack Obama? Come on now. So I had the great privilege to work for the president, doing all sort of healthcare issues, Zika, Ebola, Obamacare, all through communication. So my job was to make sure that I was communicating to the African American community, Latino community, the American people, what the president was doing on these different projects. And then when we lost the election with Hillary Clinton, I decided to become a storyteller, now not just for the president of the United States, but now for the American people around the world. Because if I believe something, and I mean this from the heart, is this: every person has a story to tell. Yes. Everyone here has a powerful story to tell. Yes. Our DNA makes us different, makes us unique. So it's never been cheaper, guys. It's never been cheaper to get your story out to the world through Facebook ads, through articles. That's what we do. We make you famous. You want to be like Grant Cardone level? We can do that. You want to be like Jeffrey level? We do that. Jeffrey's actually a client, disclosure. But we make people famous. Claudine, I don't know where Claudine is at, but Claudine's a great client of ours. We get her on TV. We get her on Yahoo Finance Entrepreneur, Forbes. You want to be on billboards on New York, Times Square? We do that too. So we make people famous because that matters. That gives you authority. That gives you a credibility. Anybody can become a realtor. You gotta get a license. You study and you get it done. But you gotta stand out from the competition. That's how you win. That's how you're gonna win in the 21st century. You gotta be different, and you do it with PR. You do it with VIP Media. I'm gonna do one quick little giveaway. I want to give away some free articles for somebody here. That cool? Okay. So we're gonna do a quick exercise. Everyone here, we're all gonna become friends. Follow me on Instagram. Do this now. Take out your phone. Follow me on Instagram.
Come on, luxury people.
Yes.
So when you're on Instagram, find me Jose, Jose. My last name is Ari. Show up. It's the first one that pops up. Verified over 1 million followers. I don't say that from an ego perspective. 1 million followers. Yeah. So I'm on there, guys. And I'll tell you one more big tip. When it comes to, huh?
Me too.
Oh, there we go. Oh, so some of you guys came to the VIP Mastermind? August 25th and 26th. Talk to my girl Sarah right there. We're doing a huge event. We had Tim Story, Claudine, everybody was there. So follow me, tag me on a story, send me a DM, and Sarah later today, maybe like 6 p.m., 7 p.m., we're going to choose somebody here. Maybe do a little video, something. I'll pretend that I'm saying something. But look, I'll say one last thing. It's a numbers game. Sales is a numbers game. You want to make $1 million per month, you need to be talking to 100 million people per year. And in America, there is no excuse. No excuse for poverty in America. And I mean that. No excuse. Richest country in the world, over 350 million people in this country that they're ready to spend money. They're ready to buy houses. Everybody needs a roof. Everybody needs a place to live. All you got to do is find them, connect with them on an emotional level, make them trust you, credibility, make sure you show up on Google, make sure you're on TV, make sure they say, you know what, I was going to go with whoever, but I'm going to go with Claudine. I'm going to go with Jeffrey because I see him on TV, I see him on Google, and I trust him, and trust is everything. Thank you so much. I appreciate you all. Come see me at the table. We got a great deal right now. $4.97, 12 articles today only. Come see Sarah. Come see me. We'll hook you up. Okay? Thank you, guys.
What's the word did he use? What word did he use? Did anybody know the big word?
No excuse.
Starts with a B.
Branding.
What was the word? Branding. Everybody knows Publix, right? Publix got a brand, right? Where shopping is a what?
Pleasure.
Everybody knows it, so everybody should know your name, and he can make that happen. Right now, what we're going to do is just take a quick second because we need all of our sponsors to come up to take a grand photo. Everybody, please, we're not going to beg you, but we're going to ask you to please stop by each of their booths up front here. If you are really a professional, these people were hand-selected by Jeffrey Corlon to come here. He didn't want any sponsor. He wanted people who had quality, who had service, who have professionalism. And if you're here today, you evidently want to be or a professional, and you want to do it in a luxury standing. So you want to use people who are going to complement what you do in your standards. Please, sponsors, please come up so we can get a photo of you all. Woo!
You two in the middle.
Let's get in here.
You're pretty tall, you should come toward the back. Right here.
Okay, close to each other.
Chicago
There we go. Can we see everybody's face? Nice.
So we can all fit.
Hold on, get this young man over here.
Yeah, we have one right behind you.
Where, over there?
No, this I know.
No. Right there. Perfect. We're set. We're set.
All right, we're set. Nobody move.
Yep. Ready? Big smiles. 1, 2, 3. Nice. One more time. Everybody give it up for him.
Luxury.
Nice. That's a good job.
Is that good information? Great people up there. All right, I'm streaming this right now live on our StreamYard. So those of you that are watching at home, we're going to have a couple guests here in a minute. But earlier today, if you recall, I talked about being involved with various associations. Remember I said NAREB, right? We need more hands raised for NAREB, okay? We need more membership. We said NAREB, we said ARIA, we said LGBTQ Alliance. I did not mention WCR, Women's Council of Realtors. But hey, ladies, come on now. And YPN, okay, YPN. So let's clap it up. Come on now. So if you are a member of a YPN group, raise your hand. Okay, that stands for Young Professional Network, by the way. For those of you like, what's YPN? Well, the Miami Association of Realtors, and I met this young man here from Miami Association of Realtors, and Kevin helps run the Young Professional Network, or YPN, for the largest association here in the United States, Miami Association of Realtors. So Kevin's just going to say a couple good things about YPN.
I think it's great you all are getting your luxury designation or continuing education right now. There's never a perfect time because we're going global. And what does that mean for luxury, right? Well, actually, what we're doing is we're having a luxury property showcase, and we want to showcase you. So if you have a luxury listing that you want to show the world, now's the time. You already have the education now that you're at this class, and now we want you to show it to the world. So there's never been a more important time for you to join YPN. Not only do we provide other education to help you succeed, we provide you with events. We have amazing members like Jeff. He left the room. But he's been a member since 2017. He actually termed out, and he loved it so much he came back. So we want you to join us. We want you to provide you with education. We want you to know about the newest developments that are coming to Miami and Broward. And we want you to succeed in this industry. That is our whole goal. So please, if you want to take out your phone again, no pressure, follow us at Miami YPN on Instagram. We are continually educating you on what's coming up, what classes you can take, and what networking events you can show up at. Obviously, your net worth is your network, and we want you to be a part. Jeff has found a lot of success and a lot of exposure through us. We hope to do the same for you. Thank you so much.
Hey, thank you, Kevin. So, Kevin, I got a question for you. Is there an age requirement? I got a lot of gray hairs here, Kevin.
No, you're
Can
good.
Can I join YPN?
We just want that energy. We want people that are young at heart. It doesn't matter your age.
Young at heart. That's everybody in this room, huh? If you're not young at heart, I don't know what to tell you. I'm still a kid, so that's awesome. Thanks, Kevin. All right, hey, was that helpful? All right, so real quick, at the break, I had a couple people came up to me and they asked me some questions, and I want to make sure I talk about those questions because they were so good. So I had one young lady come up to me, and she said that she's lost clients, which we all have in our career. And looking back, have you ever lost a client? When I say lost a client, I'm talking about you went on an appointment, you thought you were the right agent, and they hired somebody else, and later you looked, right? You're like, who did they hire? Who did they hire? And you're like, man, I feel like I'm a better, more aggressive, I'm more experienced, and they hired somebody else. Raise your hand if that happened to you. All right, good. We got half the room raising their hand, being honest. The other half are newer agents. It will happen to you. And this young lady, she didn't know exactly why. Sometimes it could be a presentation, could be the other person knew more. Hey, she thought perhaps it could be because of the skin color, and that could be too. You just don't know. So she said, what can I do to prevent that from happening in the future? And my suggestion would be content-based marketing. And we're going to be talking about content-based marketing. So in other words, if people Google, real estate agent in Aventura, or film your town, or Coconut Grove, I'm throwing out Coconut Grove because my name is still on a plaque for eating a 5-pound burrito at that Sandbar Grill over there. And true story. So if somebody Googles and they're looking you up, what do they find out about you? And you don't need to raise your hand right now, but you know the answer. Is there enough out there? People are going to Google you. They're going to look you up. That's why video is so important. But they're going to Google you. And if they have their choice of agents, and one you can't find anything like page one, and the other's on page one, and they consume your content, whether they watch a couple videos on you, they look at some reviews. We're in a show and tell industry, right? So maybe they see that you represent some unique properties that they're interested in. You have a better chance of them hiring you, right? You'll get more wins, you'll get more opportunities. And so that was my suggestion to the young lady that talked to me, is perhaps that it came down to that, right? Maybe somebody won't do business with me because I'm a male or I'm Italian or whatever. But the things that you can control, what you can control is you as a brand. You are your brand, online and offline. People are going to Google you. They're going to look you up, whether it be your website, your social media presence, your profile picture. Is it updated? Ladies and gentlemen, but ladies, some of you still had glamour shots in the 1990s. You know what I'm talking about. You can see that business card and you're looking at it and you're like, update your headshot. Be comfortable with who you are. Okay? Next, gentlemen, update your business cards as well. So check for social media. Look at your branding. But more importantly, somebody that's got a little bit more experience than you, have them do it. That they're going to be honest with you, right? You go on, you're out to dinner with a girlfriend and you got something stuck in your teeth. Your girlfriend will say, hey, you got something. Okay? You need to do a SWOT analysis. Write that down. SWOT. SWOT. S stands for strength. W, weakness. O would be opportunities. T would be threats. You need to do a SWOT analysis. More importantly, you got to have people that you like and trust and maybe have more experience of you doing a SWOT analysis on your website, on your brand name, making sure things are optimized. I was coaching a $100 million producer that's with Compass out of Atlanta, and we did a SWOT analysis for her recently on her LinkedIn and her social media, making sure everything's optimized, the links are working. Okay, everything is up to date. Okay, so that was my suggestion for that young lady that asked me that. And then somebody else had a really good question at lunchtime that I wanted to address right now. Who else asked me a question at lunch out there, and we talked about it? Yeah, what was your question? Video? Okay. Did you ask me a question? What was it on? Oh, yeah, there we go. That was a great question. So this young lady asked me a great question about specialized. Remember I say generalists get paid, specialists get wealthy? Well, she was asking, well, if I put myself out there as a luxury specialist, how do I let other people know that we'll help them too? You know, you can't be a specialist to everybody. So there's just some little things you can subtly do all the time, right? So like if we're doing a Facebook Live or we're promoting a unique property that we represent, we can still promote a unique property that's on the starter level or lower price point. So I remember recently I sold a $93,000 vacant lot. And when we were putting the sold sign on our sign, my son was in the video, and we did a Facebook Live video talking about how we do cute and small, we do big, but we do small as well. So just letting people know, and don't just highlight the successes that are upper price points, but also all price points. Is that helpful? All right. This is a good time to share either a big aha from the morning or a question that you have. So go ahead and ask. Question or an aha from this morning? Raise your hand, and we don't have a mic, so I'll repeat it loud so you can hear it. Anybody? Anybody? Young lady in the back. That's right. Yes, for sale by owner first aid kit. Implement. I love that. Let's hear it for her. By the way, in your note takers, there's 30-day action steps. You should have a 3-day action step as well in here. So what are you going to implement in the next 3 days? Okay, so for sale by owners, that's great. I had another hand raised over here. Yes.
I did some work on this after an open house. How do I guess, stay in front of people that aren't ready to sell? Like, I got their information and everything. I sent them a thank you email or whatever,
Nice.
but I don't want to get on their nerves.
Sure. That's a great question. You want to be repetitive engagement, but yet not annoying, so they delete and you're spamming me, right? So building relationships, think about it as a marathon versus a sprint. There are some people that are sprint relationships because they're ready to buy and sell today or tomorrow, but there's other people, it's a marathon. It could be 7 to 10 years, right? I mean, NAR, National Association of Realtors, puts out the stats. People buy and sell every about 6 years or 7 years. Maybe that's sped up over the last couple of years because of working remotely, but you want to put them, I'm going to share with you what I do. I have a database, and my database is, I segment them from A, B, and C. My A listing clients are clients that are going to refer us a lot of business, and they have referred us business. Those are they get touched more often, like the Brian Buffini, and you heard about 30 touches or 32, whatever. Touching them more frequently, drop-bys, calls, text, maybe physical or digital newsletter. I like physical. I like handwritten notes. I like there's a higher perceived value than just spam digital. That's your A list. Your B list is your next best list that you communicate with them a lot, but maybe not as frequently or not as often, and maybe you don't invest as much maybe in gifting and that sort of thing as the A list. You got your B list, and then you got your everybody else list. So There's CRMs out there. CRM, if you know what a CRM is, raise your hand, right? Most brokerages provide one, or there's websites that have. So I like having an internal old Excel sheet, right? And putting them based on timelines, right? So within, the next 30 to 90 days is one bucket. The next bucket is, 90 days to, 6 months. It's bucket number 2. Bucket number 3 is 6 months to a year plus. And bucket number 4 is, might be they just bought or sold, so longer, right? So 4 buckets, and then I touch the more frequent buckets than I do the longer buckets. That's just how I do it. I had a question in the back. So it's a short sale. They missed her. Yeah, pre-foreclosure. In other words, how are you identifying pre-foreclosure? They missed a payment or 60 to 90 day plus late on their payment? Yeah. So pre-foreclosure. So having great relationships with attorneys and title companies is really important. Getting back to your question about a script, there's a lot of different designations out there. There's CDPE, maybe you heard of Certified Distressed Property Expert. Tony in Extreme Realty, he's running that now. I'd recommend you get one of those types of designations. CDPE, Certified Distressed Property Expert, CDPE. I'm not a specialist in that, although I do have my CDP designation from a decade ago. But the conversation, they might be in denial, and I'm not talking about the river, okay? They might be in denial that they're in a pre-foreclosure. Sometimes they don't even know. Maybe it's a divorce situation, and the ex was supposed to be paying the mortgage, and they haven't. And so you want to know, are they aware or are they not aware? Keep it really simple. That would be number one. If they're aware, what's their timeline? Are they planning on making up for lost payments and staying in the house, or are they foregone that they're going to not be able to make payments, and it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when they'll have to be moved out of the house? And then you could be that force to help them with that transition. Okay, having the great resources, providing that short sale or pre-foreclosure first aid kit, if you will. Is that helpful? Kind of. So I want to give you content, but I don't want to take away from the rest of the training. Does anybody else have something you want to suggest as far as the conversation on a pre-foreclosure for this young lady? Anybody? Her question was, if she's having a dialogue with a pre-foreclosure, what recommendations would you have, right? Is that what your question was? Yeah, what to say, what not to say to bring value. So personally, I didn't talk too much about with Nellie about this, but earlier we're talking about cancel and expireds, and Nellie's been calling them. I think when this is when Keller Williams has a bold class, they might get 60 phone calls on the first day they came off the market, but they might get 6 or 8 mailers, handwritten, put a stamp in there, put a stamp on it, hand addressed. They might get 6 mailers. Out of those 6, probably 5 of them are terrible. They're just like everybody else. And one resonates. One stands out. I used to send silver platters in the mail. I used to send bank bags. I would repetitive market. I would send multiple mailers. So for you, they might read it. You might do a handwritten note talking about how you and your team, specialize in helping sellers that maybe don't want to sell but need to sell, or something. You might have to backdoor it with great content and build rapport, because it sounds like some of them don't want to admit that, So I got to move on, but that was a great question. And if somebody in first name, Anita, if somebody has other nuggets you want to share with Anita afterwards, please do. Okay. Great question, Anita. Thank you. Anybody else want to raise your hand? You got something, a nugget. You have a question. Anybody? All right. Yes. What is one thing that I wish I knew back in October of 2000 when I was first licensed versus today, March 31st of 2022? You don't have to wait to go after the upper price points. That's what I mean, that's my thing, okay? You know, there's younger people with wealth, especially with crypto. I spoke at the Proppy had a conference a couple weeks back in Miami Beach. I spoke at the crypto NFT blockchain conference. There's a lot of young people making wealth in digital currencies out there. People that you don't want to judge a book by its cover. That's the other thing. I know a lot of millionaires out there that they dress in t-shirts and in shorts and flip-flops, and you guys are dressed very professional. This look is so professional. Gentlemen, sport coats, and ladies, you guys look great. You really do. I would tell you, until you have a track record of selling some of those upper price points, I hate to say fake it till you make it, but dress more than you think you have to, right? Better be safe than overdress and underdress. Okay, it's probably my mantra. Now today, when I go on and form out sport coat and college jersey, I don't wear college much. That's just kind of my style, and I feel like I build a portfolio up enough that I don't have to do that. Okay, but you got to be you. But if you're going to err on the safe side, maybe err on overdressing until you get there. Okay. Yes, you got that part down, girl. Awesome. She's my Orange Theory connection. Yes, sir. Yeah, so I call that my fresh eyes analysis. So I speak at a lot of national conferences, who's who in luxury real estate and other conferences. And many times I'll have audience members submit their stale listings. So in other words, how many of you right now, by showing hands, have a listing, it's not selling, you want it sold, and you're like, why isn't it selling? Raise your hand. Okay, I got a couple of you. If we have time, I'll have you submit to me and I'll pull it up on the internet and I'll do a live fresh eyes analysis. In other words, not Michael LaFido's opinion, but what does market research suggest that today's buyers are looking for? From highlighting the best features to, is it too personalized? What can we do to tone it down? You'll notice in my book, you'll see on pages, I guess, 95 to about 125. 95 to 125, a lot of before and after pictures. You got to have strong visuals, okay? And so basically you got to tell the seller how you're able to make them more money. You won't tell a seller, I'm going to take your house from a mess to success, because they don't think their house is a mess, right? What do you mean? I sold a home once that had over 100 taxidermist animal heads throughout the house. They had a full polar bear, a full lion. They had over 30 taxidermist animal heads in their family room. So, and that house was in River Forest. I sold it for over $2 million. There hadn't been a sale of over $2 million in 7 years when they hired me. It was listed with Coldwell Banker. They interviewed Sotheby's and they brought me in. And I told them, I'm not interested. I don't need any practice. I'm not interested in another listing. I'm here to get your home sold so you can go to Franklin, Tennessee to be with your daughter. And so I shared with her a lot of pictures. I call them case studies, a lot of before and afters. She wanted to be an after. In other words, she wanted the success. She wanted to be in Franklin. So she basically threw me the keys and said, tell me what I got to do. And that's what you need to do. That's what an expert does. An expert, people trust you. Okay? So when you build enough content, you put enough stuff out there, they're going to do their due diligence on you. Right? Recently, I sold a home of a big-time CEO's house. And we just sold for $2.5 million. It was listed before. He interviewed me and a couple other agents. He did his due diligence on us beforehand. You want clients and potential clients to be pre-sold on you before meeting with you. Is that helpful? All right. Hey, guys, this is going to conclude this week's Luxury Fridays live stream. Michael LaFido. Next Friday, we'll be back with you at 11 a.m. Central. Go to luxuryfridays.com. Make it a great day. Thanks, guys. So